It's so stupid, it's positively brilliant.
The Brilliant Reports podcast.
By the way, meditation is great, bro. I should have added that to my repertoire a long time ago. I actually know how to meditate now, Schultz.
Really?
I do. I didn't know how to meditate before. I actually know how to meditate now. Like I have these beads, and it's like you count the beads. So like you start off with one wave. So it's one wave of breathing exercise, inhaling, exhaling, and then it's another wave of counting the beads where it's a chant. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing my chant.
What is your chant?
I can't say it. It's my personal mantra.
I just called it a chant.
No, it's my personal mantra.
What? Can you just tell us our mantra? Tell us your mantra.
No, I can't tell you the mantra. It's for me. It's my own personal mantra. I can't tell you, but I will say I got to repeat the mantra like 108 times because I got to count every beat. And then after that, I go into complete silence. And I promise you, man, that shit right there
feels good, huh?
Bro, that shit is hitting the reset when you down 21-0 in Madden, bro. When you down 21-0 in Madden and you got to hit that motherfucking reset button, that's what meditation is, bro. That shit is actually good for you. Now, and what scared me this year going into 2021 is there was a couple of times I was asked, what are my manifestations for 2021?
Ooh.
Yeah, we were on the boat meditating and I was asked that, and then you were in our circle, you know, praying and meditating, and I was asked that. And all I saw was a blank canvas.
And so whiteness.
That's it.
Whiteness.
It was just a blank canvas. Like I didn't see, I was like, wow. Because, you know, I'm the vision board guy. You know what I'm saying? I got all of these different goals and aspirations and things I want to accomplish. I don't have none of that this year. The only thing I want to do is I want to just serve. Right? I want to serve other people and just execute what's already, you know, on the field.
Yeah, I think I know what yours are, but and I think the transition you've made in your life recently, and you're going through all these different things that I tease you about, you know, hugging trees and, you know, dealing with different rocks and that kind of stuff, but also like therapy, meditation is like, you're making the transition that very few people get the opportunity to make, which is going from surviving to living.
Ooh.
In life, at first we're all surviving. Maybe when we're kids, we don't even know it. You're kind of like living with your parents, they're supporting you, but like you're still trying to survive in your own kid-like way. You're like trying to survive school and not being bullied and all these kind of things. And it's like, you work as an adult, you go through school, you work, and then you get a job, and hopefully that job pays you enough money where you can survive. And a lot of people, most people on the planet, they need to work every single day or 5 days a week, and then they need to work that next week. They can't stop working, and their life is based around working, because if they stop working, then they die, right? Or they potentially die, right? Some people get to a financial state where they can stop working if they want, and they can survive. Doesn't mean they're going to be rich for the rest of their life, but they can survive and they can take care of their family. And at that point,
nothing is a luxury.
Yes. And at that point, you start experiencing living. And that's the point where you're like, yo, I got to figure out how to live, because every day before this, if I didn't bust my ass and work, I would be dead and my family would be dead. So I was surviving. But now that I know my family's good and I know I'm good, I might as well figure out how to get the most out of this life thing that I got in front of me. And that's always been a greater goal of mine, is to have that like very unique opportunity to live, to not survive, to truly live, to have enough financial capital where I could take care of my family and everybody needs to be taken care of, and then have the opportunity where to really figure out what life is like when you remove the tiger that's chasing you, you know, which is survival, whatever those things. So I think that's what your journey that you've been on recently has been. It's like, how do I be okay just being me?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with half of that. I definitely agree with the living and the thriving part. And it's not that I disagree about the financial part, because people who tell you things like they had more money when they was poor and all that, that's a lie. That's just
nobody ever says they had more money when they were poor.
No, they do. That's something they try to say to sound like fake deep. when they want people to
what?
have sympathy for them. You know what I mean?
Oh, like-
you know what I mean? Like, oh, I had more money when I was broke. I had more money when I was poor. Like, okay. No, you didn't.
I don't even understand that. You actually didn't. You literally.
And by the way,
didn't.
if you did, you were a kid. Ask your parents if they had fun.
Yeah.
All right? Ask your parents if they had fun.
They're
when
using
they were poor.
money as a metaphor for happiness.
Exactly, and
Right, which is
that's
already
what I think
wrong.
it is. I don't think I don't think money can help you live. And the only reason I say that is because I know so many people who just wake up every day, man, and they live their best lives, and it don't have anything to do with money. Like, they really do appreciate the simple things in life. And that's why I always say, like, success is subjective. You know what I mean? Happiness is subjective, because there's somebody right now, I promise you, making $30,000 a year, and they wake up every morning and they got a beautiful family. Or they may not even have a family. They might just have themselves, but they love life. They love what they do, and they are happy. You ever seen that janitor that's just cleaning the halls, but they're always singing? You know what I mean? Or that traffic guard that's outside the school, but they dancing and putting on a show for people every morning and making everybody else's day better. Like, those people exist. And when I look at people like that, man, it just really makes you want to live like you said. You know what I mean? I just want to live my best life. I want to be the best version of me. And I've genuinely found these things that make me feel good. The more I can still my mind, the more I can keep my mind calm, the more I can keep my mind from constantly racing, the more I can keep my mind from constantly caring about bullshit.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing, Schultz. We're in a business where we have to, you cannot do Schultz Save America if you don't have at least 2 years worth of bullshit stored in your brain to be able to spew. I'm serious.
Yeah.
I got to get on that radio every morning, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. and care about this low energy bullshit.
Yeah. Well, that's,
you know what I mean?
That's you're 100% right. That's why, like, when people are like, yo, you're going to do it again in 2021, it's like, I got to be compelled to do it. Like, this past year, I felt like there were so many things that were happening in the world, and where I thought that America specifically was so divided, or at least the perception of a division was so rife in, like, culture that I don't know, I just felt compelled. I was like, yo, we need to do this. We need to do something that speaks to this, right? So when people keep going like, oh, yeah, we're going to do it again in 2021, 2022, is this a yearly thing? I was like, well, let's see how 2021 goes, because if everything is beautiful, it's not needed. If it's needed, then I'll deliver it. But the amount of fucking time and sacrifice a project like that takes, it's literally a quarter of your year is completely dedicated to it. Yeah. I mean, you saw us in here every time you would pull up in the studio. It's just like nonstop. So for me to do that, I could never do that on some frivolous shit. I could fuck around on a pod on some stupid, Kanye story with the Jeffree Star, which is obviously bullshit or whatever like that. Obviously that's jokes, but like to really dig deep into something like that, bro.
Schultz, you and your team caught COVID for the culture, bro.
For the culture, bro. For cultural purposes, bro. Yo, how are we going to talk about it if we can't be about it? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Walk the
Andrew
walk.
caught COVID just so he can fucking properly talk about
bro,
COVID.
I put the COVID on the table and just
did a line of
that
it.
shit up like it was nothing, bro. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying?
No, man, but what you're saying is true, and that's why you got to take those breaks and you gotta decompress, because I'm really in tune with energy, and a lot of this shit is low energy. You know why I like doing the Brilliant Idiots podcast? Because we can come in here and kick the shit, not just about the bullshit that's out there, but just this conversation is good for me and what the fuck I need to be doing when I execute. Because if we're gonna have these platforms, man, I can't get into the performative shit. That's why I don't even want you to get stuck into the Schultz Saves America thing. Because what you said is very true. This year called for that.
Yo, that's the thing.
2020 called for that.
Now
what's 2021 calling you to do?
Exactly. We got to do projects that we're compelled to do, not because there's like a check in front of us. Like, we ain't worked so hard to build our own platforms, you know what I mean? And build up things that we own ourselves, so that we had to do projects for financial reasons. We're very fortunate and blessed. So I only want to do things that I'll dedicate everything to. So if
Yeah,
2021 requires a Show Saves America, and there are things that I feel compelled to talk about, then I'm gonna talk to the boys and we're gonna get cracking on it, you know. But if it requires something else, then we could do that as well. I mean, I still got the stand-up special that I'm gonna put out, you know. And then I'll be honest, Charlotte, I've been thinking about it a lot. I wanna do a film